I feel like burnout culture is incredibly unique to our modern world. And you may be asking yourself, well, didn't people work a whole lot harder for every single thing back in the day? Every single meal and everything they had to do required more work than we have to put in today. So wouldn't it have been more tiring? And I would say that you're correct. But I would also say that being tired from some really good old-fashioned, honest hard work is a whole lot different than the modern burnout culture that we have today. So we used to work with our hands and work with the seasons. We were masters of our craft, and we were very aware of our dependence on Almighty God to bring the rain upon the land, to make the sun to rise, to guide us by the stars. People worked diligently for 6 days, and they honored a day of rest to the Lord. So I'm going to list for you some of the things that I think is at the heart and the root of modern burnout culture. But before I do that, I would love to hear what you think is at the heart of burnout culture. So let me know that in the comments below. I truly believe that one of the biggest roots is that we are under a delusion and an illusion because of so many of the modern conveniences that we have and the things that we have established by the work of our own hands, that we become so disconnected from the reality of our ever dependence on Almighty God, that we are so overly focused on being dependent upon the work of our own hands to the point where we have made our own works a god, and we have put idolatry in the works of men. Our own intelligence, our own strength, our own craftiness. And let me tell you, it is so easy. It is so easy to get caught up in that. I have found in my healing journey, I have found in my business journey, that it is a trap. It is a well-laid trap of the enemy, and so easy to fall into self-dependency, because there's a fine line between making sure that we are aiming for excellence and putting in the work, doing our part, and replacing our dependency on God and overly focusing on our own works, putting way too much faith in ourselves. If I just did this a little bit more, if I just had a little bit more of this, I could have this and I could have that and I could do this. And it is so easy to begin. There's a hound dog over there. And it is so easy to begin idolizing the gifts that, if we're being honest, were put in us by God. They're not even our own. Our intellect and our talents, those aren't even our own. And yet we can start to idolize them. And friends, that is a very, very fast lane to burnout. Isn't that beautiful? I love streams and creeks so much. It is such a blessing to be in walking distance of water. We're in walking distance of this beautiful lake. And at our new house, we'll be in walking distance of a river. So I thought I'd take my Biologica drink, come down. I wanted to see the lily pads have flowered and see if I could spot the swan and just take a little breath in the middle of my day. I have business stuff due. We are packing up this house. We are getting it ready for the people who are moving in. And we have a whole bunch of appointments with the house we're moving into. And so it is really extra important that I take care of myself and do not fall apart, because that would not be good. This mulberry tree is starting to get its berries. I had a mulberry tree at our house growing up, and I absolutely loved it. Sometimes you just need 10 minutes to nourish your body and your mind and your heart and reset and not just go, go, go. I find that I am more productive if I take time like this throughout the day, especially when things are busy, than if I just keep trying to go through the checklist without stopping. It is particularly toasty and humid today, and historically for me, summer is the most challenging with my sleep, my mood, my energy, and I'm not even going to lie to you, perimenopause has not made that more pleasant. So with all the things going on, I have to make sure I take extra good care of things. One of the reasons why I love working with Biologica and I love this product is because it is a merger of the bioavailable nutrients, multivitamins that I need, but it's also got the electrolytes in it and the probiotics. It has compounds in it like saffron and GABA and L-theanine that support that mood, energy, and sleep issue. This is the Midlife Essentials. There's a primary formula for your reproductive years, and they have a postmenopause formula. And this is formulated to move with women through the seasons of their life. And especially in the summer, I don't always feel like choking down 2 or 3 handfuls of supplements. So to be able to have it in this refreshing drink, and I added a squeeze of fresh lemon and some lemonade in here today, and it is exactly what I needed. If you're interested in checking out all of the incredible ingredients in Biologica or taking the quiz on their website to find out which formula is going to be best for you, all of the information, including the link, will be in my description box and pinned in the comments below. And thank you so much to Biologica again for sponsoring today's video and for keeping me level-headed on this hot summer day. Living in a culture obsessed with more, a culture that has forgotten the art of simplicity and intention and knowing how to use what you got and fix what you got and enjoy what you have. A society that has deviated from the art of contentment, and it's all about more. It's all about trends. It's all about acquiring. It's all about materialism. And when we are focused on needing more, me, now, burnout is inevitable. Burnout is inevitable. Contentment with godliness is great gain. How cute is this? I know, is that all the doggy stuff? When we reject the message of the world that we always need more and we always need bigger and we always need something else and we always need to keep up, just hustle culture is not as needed. Burnout is not as needed. When we're able to be content with less, we actually end up with more. More time, more peace, more of so many of the things that I think we're actually all craving deep down inside. You know, this bizarre idolatry of the world's idea of productivity and how that's supposed to look and how we're supposed to fit into the box. This is the first time in history that families are split up first thing in the morning. We have endless activities. We're cramming sugar down our throat. Everyone's rushing to go off in their separate directions. 18,000 extracurricular activities. Operating within the bounds and the scope and the limiting beliefs that have been put into our heads since childhood, and not really stopping to question, is this how God intended us to live? And is this really what I have to surrender to? Is this what I have to be doing for the rest of my life? Just because the world has put this in a box and said, this is what's acceptable, this is how you're all supposed to live. Is that actually true? And so they've set up a system of burnout and hustle for us, keep us all numb and exhausted. I wonder why. Because it would seem to me that a people that are tired and numb and addicted to everything would be a bit easier to control. You know, I believe with all of my heart that we can break free one layer at a time. I've chosen to try to operate my business this way, my healing journey this way, and in my own life to just peel back the layers one thing at a time and take them all to God in surrender and hold that up against so many of the things in this world that are so tempting, that are thrown in our face all the time, and just continue to ask the question, Lord, is this actually your will? Or am I just doing things in my own strength and my own intelligence, having all kinds of idols that have nothing to do with the way that you have designed me to live, for the calling that you have in my life, and for your love and your heart for me? So it starts with observation, awareness, and accountability, and being willing to ask the question, why? Being willing to ask the question, why? Why am I actually doing and thinking what I'm doing and thinking? Recognizing the fact that there's a big difference between true, deep, beautiful, hard work, putting your hands to the plow, and that good type of tired that is a life well lived, and this modern burnout shenanigans. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. I want to thank you for coming along on this walk with me and Zion. Only a few more walks here at the lake before we move, and then we'll have new walks to take by the beautiful farms and the river, and I look forward to bringing you guys there. So I just want to say that I appreciate you. I thank you so much for being here. I love you, and Lord willing, I will see each and every one of you beautiful and precious souls right here on the next one. Bye, friends. Mwah. This is spring water right out of the mountain. This is the best stuff on earth. Good stuff.